Hello and welcome to Tabletop, and today finally we play another game of Black Powder 28mm, but we want to play a lot of Black Powder in 20mm and also in an epic scale, and we're glad we are doing it because it's a really fun game and it's a beautiful system with beautiful minis, and it's also a bit of beer and bretzel, but it's tons of fun. And today we will play a very close game, and that's why I share it with you. Let me bring out the pictures and also shout out to the channel Napoleonic Wargaming. Great guy, because Michel told me let's play with points. Let's play Albion Triumphant Volume 2. That's a campaign book. I think that covers the 100 Days campaign, and the first one should cover the Peninsula campaign. And also I'm a fan of Clash of Eagles because that's where the Prussians are, and I love my Prussians and also my Russians, and yeah, that's really good. And as you can see, instead of building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, Michel said, can we shorten them a tiny bit, because our table is, I think, 60 by 48 inches, which is big enough, as you can see here. But if you're adding 1 or 2 blocks down here, it gets hard to maneuver, and I think this is good enough for a stand-in. And again, we're playing in the future epic and 20mm, so don't worry about the mass scale game. 28mm I think is better suited for a skirmisher, but it looks so pretty. I mean, look how good it looks. And this game will be cool. So Tim played a 600 points game, and we agreed at playing 500 points. I think we bring 2 or 3 brigades. I will show in a second what I brought, and let's get into this. And again, we shortened this up a bit. So instead of having, I think, 12 horses, I now have just 8 horses, and we will also modify all the ranges of the shooting weapons. Let's say a smoothbore musket has a an 18-inch reach, so we took off 1/3, and so now it has 12 inches. And I think the movement, what's the movement? 12 inches, so now the movement is 8 inches, something like that. I hope, yeah. Instead of moving 12 inches, we move 8 inches with our infantry, and instead of moving 18 inches with our cavalry, we just move 12 inches. So we made it a bit shorter, and I think Black Powder is very well suited for you to change up a bit the sizes. Yeah, I think when we play epic, we'll just pick centimeters. So let's get into. I brought I think these ones are my... Which ones are these? These are my household cavalry. I brought 1 unit of them. Then I brought a unit of SCOTS GREYS. Again, not the full-size units because we're playing on a smaller table. Then this is my first brigade. Then in this brigade, which is not ideally, but that's the minis I have also my Hanoverians included in that brigade. Again, as you can see, I'm not yet finished painting up my army. It takes a bit of time. And then here, this one is for my brigade commander for the cavalry. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 units of cavalry. This one is my general on a gigantic 90mm base. I kind of regret it, but well, sometimes you have to go big or go home. Next time I will base him on a smaller one. And this one is my second brigade. Again, we're playing only 2 brigades. Last time we played 3, but because we didn't play for a while, we just wanted to get again back into the game. And so I have 1, 2, 3 units of line infantry. I have an artillery piece. As you can see here, this one's really great fun and to build this up. And I have my 95th Rifles, I think, or yeah, my 95th Rifles. And so let me tell you the points. So these ones are wait a second, where is the British, so let's start here. A British line infantry in the campaign book of a whole line. Ours is shorter, just 4, but let's say you have 6. It's 39 points, so 40 points, 40 points, 80 points, 120. And then the Hanoverians are a bit cheaper, but these ones come with special rules. I think they have first fire and steady line. Let me see, British line infantry, yeah, steady line. First fire, so in the first volley they have 4 shots instead of 3, and they cost 39 points. The artillery, let me see, what does that cost? 34 points, and I cannot find the 95th Rifles. Let me see, give me a second. Rifle company, skirmisher, yeah, roughly 24 to 50 points, depending on the size you're taking. And here, this is my commander who shouts out the orders for my foot brigade. And so we're just playing 2 brigades. Keep in mind that when half of your brigade is broken, so if you lose half of your brigade is broken, and from that point on it can only retreat. That's all it can do, like shoot and retreat. And if you lose one of your brigades, or if you lose half of your brigades, then your army is on the retreat. And we're enabling the second part because we have just 2 brigades. If one breaks the first brigades, so then it is kind of fleeing, and then you lost the game. So, but just stay and have a good time. So here are the French. This is the French brigade. It mirrors mine too, because like we're getting just back into the game. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bases. Usually you put another 2 on these, but I think it's 4 bases of line infantry. Then in the back you got 1 base of old guard. They should be elite, so they probably have tough fighter that allows you in the first turn of the fight to reroll 1 dice. It's kind of like hatred in 40k, but not really, or like tough fighter in bold action, but not as strong, but strong enough. And I think that this one is his Léger. Next time I will also take a skirmishing troop with sharpshooters, because these will do a great deal of work. You'll see they can reroll when you have the sharpshooter keyword. You can reroll 1 dice to shoot, and that's pretty good. It's really, really good. Then this is his 2nd brigade, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of light. Yeah, his light brigade, light infantry. Then he has these ones, I think, are cuirassiers and a cannon. We'll come to them in a second. Yeah, I skipped showing them, but again here you will see them in action in a second. As you can see, we don't have a big enough table, so everything that is in reserve is resting out here. Everything that is resting out here is in reserve. So we said we're bringing just everything on the table right here. And we're playing it like bold action. You're coming from first wave, so you need to shout an order to bring on the unit in march column. So that is good. It gives you +1 to command, and then you can reform your troop. And as you can see, I just got these. This is my first brigade. Everything that came in, everything else fails to come in. And yeah, and also I think I spent 25 points to upgrade my commander, because he has a stuff rating of 7 that costs you 0 points. That means every time this guy shouts his order, you need a 7 or beneath that. But if it goes above that, like your orders are now gone. So for 25 point, we upgraded them to staff rating 8, and yeah, that's kind of good. So I'm coming in with everything I have. First turn, nothing is in range. Then he comes in with his hussars and I think with his légère. They can skirmish or they have sharpshoot. I think that's, yeah. Then he comes in with another line infantry. I don't know, I think his légère has the white flag. And here I am, not much happening at the beginning. We're just marching in. And then as you can see, I'm not counting the turns. We're playing like for a couple of hours until it gets to the evening, and then we will call it a day or until one retreats. So no counting of the turns. As you can see, I'm marching in with my line infantry coming onto the battlefield. The rifles are running ahead. Let me see. They have, I think also they have rifled carabines. Maybe they have a bit more. Yeah, they have rifles. They have 16 inches of rifled muskets. Usually 24 inches, but in our game they have 16 inches of range. And so I'm shooting my cannon. I'm sure it's long range, and that's why it's just one shot. And I'm trying my best, and I think I will hit just on a 5 on a 6, but I'm not hitting anything. Everything is marching, bringing everything into position. And yes, what will happen next? So the French, at the beginning, Michel rolls really poorly. He fails all of his orders, nothing is coming in. So he has pretty bad luck, and also, yeah, I don't know, what can we say? So nothing moves, nothing else is coming in. And as you can see, he fails his order test. He needs an 8 or below, but yeah, he's not coming in. And so the French are not panicking, but yeah, his other commander, his general gives him a reroll. So this guy is his general. The general gives you, I think, 1 reroll per round. So he rerolls and he fails again. So Michel's troops are waiting, are marching to the sound of the guns, but they're not coming. And my guys are, as you can see, I'm changing the formation and also moving a bit forward, preparing to go forward. I think artillery can just move 1 move. Correct me if I'm wrong, because we sometimes moved it a bit more than 1 move, but I think infantry, artillery can just move once. So only 8 inches, it cannot go further than that, but maybe I'm wrong. Correct me on that. So as you can see, my troops are marching in, and now finally the French are moving. If you're advancing through the field, it's a rough ground that halves your movement once you hit it. And then as you can see, he's now maneuvering a bit, bringing everything into position. And I'm shooting again with my cannon. That's tons of fun. Let me know if I should do my base rims a bit darker or black. And here you can see I roll a lucky 6 and I hit him and I disorder them, and I think it does penetration 2 to the morale saves. So usually they have a morale save of a 4 up, but they are now having, I think, a 6 up. And what are the markers? I think this one is a disordered, so next turn they cannot move unless they have maybe the keyword elite. If they have the keyword elite but they don't have it, on the elite 4+, you need to roll a 4 and then they can shake off the disorder. And I think that means probably shaken. I don't know if I have shaken them. But now the French are kind of panicking, because as you can see, I'm bringing in everything and everything is marching forward, while the French have truly problems marching onto the table. So It looks a bit grim at the moment, but nonetheless the French just move forward. I think this is his Léger, so they have smoothbore muskets, but they have also the sharpshooter keyword, also the reliable. I think reliable says that if he has to test, like if they are further away for each, I don't know, 12 inches that the unit is away, you subtract 1 to the order. Let's say you have a staff rating of 8 and they are further away than 12 inches. Now you need a 9 that they can hear your order and obey. But because they have reliable, if I'm not mistaken, reliable gives you +1, so then it's 8 again. And now they're closing in, and maybe I did a mistake and put this line unit too much to the front, exposed to whatever is coming next. And now finally the French are coming in. They have now found the battle. The old guards, they will shine in this game. And yeah, everything is marching in now. In march column again, when you're marching in march column, you get +1 to the order test. And if you're on a street, I think you get even +2. But you need to be aware that they can only shoot with one facing, so they don't have 3 shots anymore, they have just 1 shot. And if a cannon should shoot on them, probably that's not that good. But now my horses are coming, and that's good. And also my Hanoverians are coming, and I probably will never buy them again because they cost just a few points less than the British infantry, and they have no special abilities. But they will do a lot of work today, so maybe I shouldn't shit on my Hanoverians. And I need to apologize for this flag. I didn't have any other flags left. So my 95th Rifles are now getting into position, as you can see on this flank. I think they didn't move really good, and you should support your troops to the back and to the side, and I think I'm not really doing this, but these guys are shooting at them, and I think maybe I hit 2 or 3 hits, as you can see. Now I'm shooting, and yeah, I'm hitting disorders. This is a 6, this is a 6, this misses. I think you're hitting on a 4 up. And I'm rolling 4 dice because the British, they have first fire, so they get another shot of a shot more. And now I'm shooting at the French, and I'm disordering, I think, these ones. How shooting works is, I think, from your commander that stands in the middle, you have a 90-degree angle, and then you have to shoot at the closest enemy. And I think we determined that the closest enemy are the horses. And then the artillery shoots again. I'm sure I'm not hitting, or I would have shown it. And then my 95th Rifles shoot again. And as you can see, I think they have first fire too. No, they don't have it. They have it. They have first fire too. And they have also sharpshooters. So I hit with 2. And I think one of the misses I can re-roll, and as you can see, I re-roll 1, but I am not hitting. But they are disordered, which is good, so they cannot move, so my skirmish units are doing a lot of work, and man, this looks so epic. I think I want to play more Napoleonics, and don't worry, I will paint them up. And yeah, this is it is just a great spectacle to play this game. So now the French are kind of angry. They have taken, as you can see here, a disorder, and now the French are marching. And in this game, you can say I'm doing 3 moves, or I'm doing 2 moves. I'm marching, and then I'm going into a different position or changing my formation, and then you have to roll 1, 2, or 3 below your morale of your commander. And if you do, let's say this guy, well, this guy is a general, but let's say the commander is here, has a staff rating of 8, and you want the old guard to do 3 moves. Let's say you want to move here, then change into line formation and then move again towards the enemy. You would need, if I'm not mistaken, a 5. So you need 3 less. So you take 2 dice, roll 2 dice, and hopefully get a 5. And yeah, we'll see what will happen. So these guys are marching in, and the General is now waiting. The French are now coming with their second brigade, and they're bringing now in all of the forces. Let me take a sip for my water. So now the French are marching in, and again in march column they now have like morale 9. And what's happening now? Now the French, I think these ones are cuirassiers. These are heavy cavalry with a good morale save. I think most horses and most infantry have a morale save of 4 up. It's like a cover save in bolt action, or it's like your armor save in 40k, and they have, I think, a 3 up. And they are heavy cavalry, so these guys, they can do a lot of work. And now I think everything we have is on the table, and as you can see, everything is shooting. If I'm not mistaken, they are shaken again, so the British doing really good work. But now, yeah, they charge, and once they charge, most infantry have to form square. And remember, when you're forming square, you cannot shoot. It's not called Overwatch, it's called something different. I was reading it a few hours ago. I think, yeah, I lost it. But no, well, you cannot give your Overwatch, but it's not called that way. And I forgot the word. So they are now closing in, and now, as you can see, they fight against the horses, and we made it that they have to pass a morale test to form square. Otherwise, on a 12 or on a double 6, you're disordered, and on a double 1, you fail to form square. But I don't know, maybe that's better. But if they form square, you get a flat 3 to your combat resolution, because combat works. You fight, and then you compare how many wounds have you taken, how many wounds has the enemy taken, are you supported to the rear, are you supported to your left or right flank, so you can add 1 or 2 and 3 from the rear, and that's very important. So what's happening here? So these guys are closing in, and yeah, so the French spreading out pretty quickly, and now you can see that this brigade is I kinda built it a bit too soft, and again I would have brought another unit of guys, but I skipped that unit and upgraded my 2 commanders. So 40 points it would have costed to bring another unit, and I took 50 points and upgraded my 2 commanders to staff rating 8. But I'm now realizing that I made a mistake, or not a mistake, but I'm just too thin on this flank. And now, as you can see, I don't know what this 6 is. I think maybe we're just putting on positions, you know, putting a dice where they need to move. And now, as you can see, everything is moving towards my table, and I have now the problems bringing in my units. And these ones with a white flag are the Leger. They are, I think, light infantry, and they have sharpshoot, and they are now shooting at my skirmishers. No, they are now shooting at my cannon. And now I take excess wounds, so I'm shaken and I'm disordered. And then these guys shoot at my 95th rifles, and although they have enough wounds, I take too many casualties, and now these guys are also shaken. And now I'm rolling a morale test, and you need to roll as high as you can, and then you get minuses for, let's say, spilled over wounds or something like that, and I roll really poorly. I roll 1s, 2s, 3, and as you can see, 1 per excess casualty, 1 per disordered, 1 per suffered casualty from artillery tests, and I have all of them, and so I roll a 3, and they just flee. When I just, they break, and they run, and that's not good. And now I think these are hussars or chasseurs. They're fighting now, and as you can see, they hit a lot. Like, that's a really good roll. I think they hit on a 4 up and they hit everything. And then it's my turn to hit back. I'm not sure if I'm doing it the right way, because I think I don't have 6 dices, but I also hit back a bit. So they get a couple of wounds, I get a couple of wounds, but my guys are shaken. And now we have to make a morale test, and I think I roll a 5, and these guys are also fleeing the battle. Like, you could say it's bad luck, and it could be a mix of bad luck and bad gameplay, but again, this is like my 2nd or 3rd game of Black Powder, and now this brigade, my 1st brigade, is broken. And now these guys are retreating, and these guys are retreating, and these guys are also retreating. So the game could be over here if you have just 2 brigades, so you lose half of the brigade. This brigade is now in retreat, and now my army would be in retreat. But because we're just playing 2, we're playing on. But as you can see, a lot of French, and I'm thinking, okay, man, the game is over right now. But as you can see here, my horses and my Hanoverians are now joining the battle on this ground. And as you can see here, I'm just retreating, so these guys will just flee over the edge, and as you can see, they're gone. And now it's like, I would say 250 points against 500 points, so what I'm to do. But again, I think the French wouldn't give up, and the British wouldn't give up, and I'm kind of hoping maybe if I can hold on long enough, maybe the Prussians will show up. So we continue to play, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can turn this around with my cavalry, because I have a bunch of cavalry, and maybe somehow with a wonder I can turn this around. But this is all that's left of my army, and I'm facing now the whole French army, and they are now shooting at my Hanoverians. As you can see, they are disordered, they have taken 2 wounds. It's looking pretty grim for the British, and I think I'm missing my... Yeah, I'm kind of ordering stuff. I'm thinking, because they are in march column, they cannot charge like this. They can just march, they need to change. And so I fail also my morale test, and this is a foobar, this is a blunder, and now we were checking out what happens on a blunder, and then glad I roll. What do I roll? Yeah, well, I think 1 move away from the closest enemy. So yeah, I'm pretty... It's pretty bad. So, but should they walk off the table, they can come back on the table. But it's not going good for me, and the French are pounding my Hanoverian troops, and so I'm now backed into a corner. The French Leger hitting my Hanoverians, the cannon hitting my Hanoverians, and Michel scores a 6. And Michel usually rolls really poorly, but Michel on this day, this is his lucky day, and I'm rolling poorly, and so these guys are shaken. They got hit by artillery, and I'm barely holding on. And as you can see, I need to do a break test, and I get -1 per excess casualty, -1 per disorder, -1 for suffered casualty from artillery, and I roll a 3, and it's a 0, and these guys are fleeing. And I'm not believing this game, because everything is just falling apart and I don't have a chance. And now the Inniskillings are coming. I think these ones are the Irish. And yeah, I'm trying to get them into a different formation. And yeah, wait a second. Now the tides are turning, because I say that they will charge some French units that will be right here. They will charge this unit. So I need 3 moves. I need to change the formation. I need to move once and then twice. And those are 3 moves. And I have a stuff rating of 8. So I need a 5 or less. And I roll a 4. And now these guys are ready to charge the enemy chasseurs. And I don't know, this is what I'm facing. I'm facing the whole French army with just this. And the French cuirassiers are now countercharging, I think. So, but gladly my Scots Greys are here. My British Household Brigade is now here. And I'm backed into a corner, but I'm determined to fight to the last man. And so these guys countercharge me and we meet in the middle, but they have a better stat line. They have like 1 more attack, they have a better save, but what my guys have, let me see what they have. They have still good stuff. They have, is this my, that's not my heavy cavalry. My Scots Greys are my heavy cavalry. This is just my normal cavalry. And so they have heavy cavalry D1 and gallop at everything. So they have 8 attacks with sabers. But what will happen? So this guy gets, this commander issues a special order and gets up to the Hanoverians and heals 1 wound. So and my guys are now shooting, trying to defend themselves from the French. And I think this is the horse battle. I think this is now the melee for the horses. And I think in the first turn, I don't know if I have rerolls. I have to check, but I roll good because I charged. I'm not hitting on 4s. I'm hitting now on 3s. Every time you charge, you get +1 to hit. Again, as you can see, I'm hitting with 5. The enemy also hits with 5. Very good rolls. And now I'm doing morale saves, and I'm saving on a 4-up. And I'm saving 4 wounds, so I get just 1 wound. And Michel fails 4 wounds, and now they are in deep trouble because I took just 1 wound, he took 4 wounds. So he is now shaken because I think they have 3 stamina, so he's 1 over. Now he needs to take a break test, and I get a D1. That means a D1 doesn't exist, a D3 exists, but a D1 means flat 1 to the how do you say, to the combat resolution, and he gets a D3. But yeah, as you can see, I go up to 5 and he goes up to 4. It's still not enough, and then he rolls on the table, and he rolls poorly, and they flee. And because I have gallop at everything, I now need to charge the next target. I think within sight. I'm not sure if we're playing it right, but these guys will gallop at the next target. But I don't think anything is in reach. We'll see. So, but you will see. So the French are now closing in, but the household, we kind of fend off those guys. And what's going to happen? As you can see, I gallop and I move into this direction because maybe I can charge these guys into the flank. And don't forget, you can only build square or change to a square formation if you are charged into the front and if you're not engaged. So I'm trying to get into the flank of the French and maybe run through them like the right of the Rohirrim. And now the Old Guard charges my Hanoverians. I'm sure they get +1 to their hits. I think I could do, it's not called Overwatch, but I will find out. So a closing fire, it's called closing fire, so I shoot a closing fire. I don't know if I hit them. If they get hit with a disorder, I roll pretty good in melee, and he rolls pretty bad in melee. And so I think he has also a reroll, but nothing. And so they take 3 wounds, and they have just 3 stamina. And they're lucky, they're not fleeing. And also the Leger charges in, but the Hanoverians, sorry, I shit on them at the beginning of the battle report, because they cost as much as normal British line troops, and they have no special ability, but they are fighting like lions today. And so I can hold the charge, and I'm not taking any casualties, but the enemy is taking casualties. And now, as you can see, the French are now waking up that this battle is not yet lost. So I'm here in this position, and now the bad thing is that they formed, and they will now shoot at my horses, and the cannon also is trying to shoot at these guys. And let's see what happens. So this guy's orders to shoot, and I'm pretty sure that he will get a 6. And as you can see, these guys are disordered, and that's the problem, that I can now not really move because they are disordered by a 6, and they're now shaken. I think they have gotten 3 wounds, so they're getting shot up, which is not good. And the cannon tries to shoot at my horses, but hopefully they're not getting hurt. So now it's the second melee, and I'm rolling like a god, as you can see, pretty good. But man, boy oh boy, the Old Guards now really hits me hard. But I think my guys are supported to the back, and that's it. I think I'm barely not fleeing, and I'm barely holding. And as you can see now, these guys formed into an attack formation, and yeah, barely holding on. And now they want to charge here. And so they are forming square, and the thing we're doing wrong, when they're forming square, they get no shooting reaction, so no Overwatch for that matter. But he shoots and hits me on a 6 up, which means they are now disordered, but we played that wrong. And I think I roll good enough, like really lucky that I make the charge. But as you can see, he's supported to the back, and so I start chopping up French line infantry. And now my Scots Greys are forming, and I have so much luck at this point, because like the Scots Grey need to roll 2 or 3 under the morale of my commander, and they make it. I roll a 4 or something like that, and so they form an attack formation, and then they also pivot, and I'm now charging the Old Guard into the flank, and that is a disaster for the French. And yeah, we're now fighting here in melee, and as you can see, I roll pretty good. And they have what's it called? It's called Gallop at anything. I think that's this one, that they can reroll failed hits, and so I chopped them up. But because they are supported to the rear, and because they are in square formation, they get +3, +4, so as you can see here. And yeah, I kind of did something good, but I could not break them. And now these guys are already shaken, the old guard, and they are now ready to be chopped out by the Scots Greys, because the Scots Grey, they are heavy and they are elite. And as you can see, I'm hitting on a 4-up, but because I charged on a 3-up and I hit everything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that's pretty juicy. And then the old guard just vanishes, and now the unthinkable happens. These guys, because they have gallop at anything, over the... I think gallop at anything says that. I have to reread it. I think in the first round they can reroll failed to hits. And they need to gallop at the next target if it is within, I don't know, 12 inches. And then they're galloping into the Legere, and I think they will melee them too. And we'll see what happens. And as you can see, maybe I'm turning this game around. I came out of my corner, my cavalry is wreaking havoc, and we'll see what happens. And as you can see, I roll like a young god, hitting on 4s, but because I charged, hitting on 3s, I can reroll. And then, yeah, I think Michel rolls his... what's this? Those are my dice, but I don't know. Yeah, it's. I think I chopped them up, and so I think they are gone too. Michel rolls poorly, as you can see, only 2s, 1s, 3s. That's not enough, and so the Scots Greys have chopped up the old guard and the Legere, and now the French are scared because everything can happen right now in this game, and we'll see what will happen. Also, we have to check if he lost some, maybe half of his brigade. Then these guys could only retreat and shoot and retreat and shoot. So maybe I can turn this around. But now I think it's Michel's turn, and what Michel's doing is moving these guys here and shooting at my Scots Greys. And I think they do not obey, or yeah, we'll see. Well, he's moving everything he can. These guys I think are dead, they're just putting him there. So here another Legere is moving here to support. And now as you can see, he moved everything. This is his first brigade, and if I can take one out of these, he's broken and he will need to flee. But when you're shooting at these guys into the flank, when you're shooting into the flank, I think you can reroll all of your hits, because in the book it says you're definitely hitting something. So these guys move up, are shooting now my cavalry, and Michel is so lucky because he's rolling 6s. He's disordering my horses, and because they're not elite, they cannot charge, they cannot move. And same here, we'll in a melee, and yeah, I'm taking now casualties. As you can see, these guys, these horses have to retreat, so they are retreating backwards, and I think these guys will retreat also in a second. As you can see, the French are unleashing now all of their black powder weapons, the artillery shooting into close range, and yeah, we will see what remains after that. And so I'm barely holding on. But yeah, at this point I'm kind of missing line infantry, because line infantry can shoot at range, and he's always disordering my horses. I cannot really charge him, and at this point, as you can see, they're shooting into the side of the Scots Greys, and they're shooting just at my horses, and they just have to retreat because they're failing their morale, and so they have to retreat in good order and taking wounds and casualties, and because everything is disordered. I cannot really move those, and I'm not flexible. I don't have elites anymore that could do something. The Hussars charged into my Hanoverians. At least Michael and the French are not cowards. And then these guys have to retreat again. They walk off the board, and the French are approaching, and as you can see here, now everything is kind of stuck and I cannot get out. That's the good thing about line infantry. They can shoot, they can disorder others. And yeah, with a bit more luck, maybe I could have turned it around, but now the French are kind of shooting, and the French take home this victory. I know it's been a long battle report, and my English is not that good, but I hope you had fun. We'll play bold action. I wanted to say we'll play Black Powder a lot more, so it will get smoother. I promise. The battle reports will get better and more enjoyable. But I wanted to share this with you. We had a blast playing it, and I hope you had a blast watching it. So we see us until the next time. See ya.